Welcome everybody for the final round here of the Thai Female Esports League ARAM tournament. Once more, for the final time, I'll tell you, my name is Everyday, and with me, bringing the brain, is Spoods. Now this one is a little bit exciting, and of course we are heading straight into draft, as we will just flick over if League will get out of the way and let me. Thank you, Mr. League, as we do have on the blue side, Kale, Malzahar, Aphelios making a return, Varus, Ezreal taking on Nidalee, Callista, Nautilus, Lux, and Alistair. What are your impressions of these two teams?
Clearly, having Aphelios as your late game AD carry wasn't good enough. Decided to dump in the Varus, Ezreal for the mid game, and why not? Let's throw in the Kale as well. Just to make it more fun for the blue team. Obviously, I believe they're sort of the stronger team when it comes to damage. You don't really have as much peel. The Malzahar does have a bit of lockdown on his side as well. If we change our view over to the red team, though, we do have a little bit more of a balanced composition. We have two tanks, two really good engaged champions in the form of Nautilus and the Alistair, and we do have a lot of damage to back it up as well. We've already seen what the Nidalee can do with those spears if they are accurate, and we do have an AD carry in the form of the Callista, albeit a bit of a short-ranged one, as well as the Lux for a bit of CC as well. So I believe that red team does have a bit more of a balanced composition. They definitely can pull off something more akin to a team fight that we do normally would see. But on the blue team, we do have a lot of damage, especially in the late game. But the main issue for them is getting to that late game in the first place.
Yeah, they just don't have a front line. And with a Callista being able to, depending on who she chooses to bind with, a Nautilus or an Alistair into the middle of your team, you've got a lot of damage, but you've only got one KL ult, and it might not be enough. I think... we always say count the AD carries, the higher number wins. In this case, just purely due to the complete lack of a front line. This is 5 ranged champions once KL hits 6. You have to favour the red team in this one.
Yes.
But it's definitely not a done deal. We will find out who profits from the deal. Just a moment. We'll be back with the loading screen. Don't go anywhere, guys. Yeah, we were muted, guys. Sorry about that. That's my fault.
Nice. Very nice.
So we might want to repeat that point. What I was saying is we need to see the blue team overcome...
No, don't give them any context. Just say that we agree that tank Ezreal is what they need to do.
Yeah, tank Ezreal. We did some very in-depth analysis, but that was maths and statistics. Tank Ezreal, 6 Warmogs. No. Of course, what we were saying is blue team has a very one-dimensional comp. It does a lot of damage, but they need to execute it very, very precisely, and it's not going to be easy. And that's what it comes down to in the end. It's kind of... red team has a paint-by-numbers comp. Just go in, flick your tank in with Callista, and then just do League of Legends.
My worry right now, though, is that even if blue team, if they execute this composition 100% flawlessly, I'm not even sure if they win that. Like, I think their comp is just so unbalanced. I think you have to be forced... One of these players have to be forced to go tank. I think that's how bad it is. Even if they play this composition, they play these champions 100% perfectly, and in the role that they were meant to be played, I'm not sure you win that.
But who can go tank, right? Like, you can go tanky-er, like a little bit of extra beef on your Kale or your Malzahar, but no one has the skills to stand in the front line and actually do stuff. As Ezreal,
not to mention you don't really have engage, right?
Yeah, that's the big problem.
Team, you don't really have... It's not really your call to go in or not. You just have to sort of sit back, farm up. If red team wants to go in like that, they go in.
Absolutely, they do. Lots of damage being dealt. At this stage of the game, though, I actually think blue team has a significant advantage. They just deal a bit more damage. We want to see those ultimates for the red side. Once the ults are in, I think the blue team is in some trouble. We do the one bit of engage. They have 2 forms of engage that they're not great. Varus ult and Malzahar ult. But on Malzahar ult is strong because it wins 1v1s. There's no 1v1s in this game.
Yeah. Even if Malzahar does want to help, right? What's he gonna do? He's gonna walk right up to you, and you're like, hey, he's walking up to you, as he might ult.
Absolutely, as Lux gets a bit of damage with the binding, and in they go! Alistair getting the knock-up, Diglett taking some damage. Are the spears going to stack up from Callista? Not quite enough. As the blue team does just take something, and then a hook lands! The Lux binding goes wide, though. They can't follow up on it.
Yeah,
Unfortunate,
this is
not
just
the best Lux binding.
Yep, it's a little unfortunate coming in from blue team. Not really much they can do right now. It's they're just sort of sitting ducks. They have to dodge all these skill shots, and if they don't, they just get engaged on. It's not really a call once again, whether or not they want to go in. It's whether or not red team goes in on you, and how well you're going to be able to weather that storm.
For sure. But I still think, at least early on, the wave clear will be good enough to keep the blue team alive. They have decent disengage, at least until there's ultimates that really confirm the engage. We need to see a bit of a better link up there. It's a little bit concerning to see a Lux missing a Q on a CC'd target. It's not what you want. Ezreal managing to dance away. Like, it does need to be a chain, right? Nautilus needs to hit the hook and the auto attack, then it needs to be a Lux binding, and that person should be dead. The Lux binding misses, and it's Ezreal. He can just arcane shift.
I think they just missed another engage there.
Oh, there is the engage. They're going in. They should be able to get the first blood onto the Aphelios. Liliz has gone down. It's first blood over to the red team, and they get away cleanly. Very well done. And they're going straight back in. The waifu re-engages, does pay for it with her life, but it's a 1-for-1. Overall profit to the red team. Ooh, smart by Alistair there. Headbutted Ezreal out of the heel. Not very nice.
It's not very nice indeed, but now red team is definitely in a bit of an advantage. Blue team will have a little bit more damage for now, but the fact of the matter is that, you know, red team, they do have to get these advantages. They have to snowball into the mid game, because once you hit that late game, that's when the blue team really does shine. So red definitely has to snowball if they want to, you know, sort of end this fight and end this game before.
Oh, and another hook lands. Not followed up, but there is a Nautilus ult, and the Alistair going in. Aphelios has been knocked into the team. Has the Kayle ult, though, to keep him alive. Can they deal enough damage? It's a big kill if they can, but no, and unfortunately, more Lux spells going wide. We need to see a bit more accuracy here out of this Lux. Not having much of an impact so far.
Yep, the CC coming in from the Alistair and the Nautilus have been doing pretty well so far. Definitely could use the Lux accuracy to sort of push the point home right now. We did see quite an interesting fight, not a single kill. Cleanse being expended.
Oh, and there's another hook. This has to be a kill. Oh, the binding missed again.
No kills. Alright, good disengage from the Ezreal to just get away with a sliver of health. Not exactly sure if it actually might just be worth dying right now.
Yeah.
Get the reset on the Ezreal, get a bit more damage, come back out. And yeah, he's sitting on 3,000 gold. Multiple members of blue team are sitting on 3,000.
And another hook! These Nautilus hooks are absolutely heat-seeking. And finally, they'll confirm a kill off one. Alistair takes a fair bit of damage, but does survive. Well, finally, one misses. The Lux binding hits, and the spear comes in from max range and will confirm the kill onto the Malzahar. And they'll get a little bit of damage onto the tower, but the flamethrower turret will make sure it's not too much.
Your volume, you did sound like a bit of a robot in that fight. I'm not exactly sure what you said.
I apologize.
But yeah, these spears have been
it was
pretty true coming in from. I'm not sure if it's just me or if it's the broadcast.
It's fine, whatever.
Well. Just should be fine.
Move swiftly on. Yeah, they can't quite push into these flamethrower turrets while Aphelios has that gun combo. There's no real chance of a push, unfortunately, for the red side. But they are in a pretty commanding position, though they definitely do need to have some deaths soon.
Definitely have to go for a bit of reset sooner rather than later, if not. Well, to be fair, the longer you're on the Rift, the more gold you're picking up. Right now, we're not really expecting the team to really be winning any fights.
Gold. Everyone over 3,000, pretty much all of them at 4,000, as it's another engage. Diglett's been caught, down goes the Varus. That's a very powerful ult, removed for 15 seconds. I'd like to see the red team actually try and keep going. They need to navigate these turrets, though. Unfortunately for them, there's another hit onto Aphelios. He's very low. The Nautilus ult used into the Lux ult. It's hard to miss that one. And down is Aphelios. That's a lot of damage removed. And there's the Kalista ult. Alistair being thrown in. Kale ult is good. And oh no! The headbutt kills Nautilus!
Got him! Got him! Oh, this is when you honor the honorable opponent for, helping you get the kill on the Kale.
Thankfully,
that's the most unfortunate thing I've seen all week.
Thankfully, I don't think it'll matter too much. It is just one death. He goes back, picks up the Guardian's Horn, so he can get a little bit tankier. And I don't think the blue team will be losing very much here.
Yep. They're actually just pushing up right now, utilizing their stronger wave clear to just remove all these minions, sort of threaten the tower a little bit more, but all this does is just make it all that much easier for a red team to just sort of find a good engage and run them down the lane.
Absolutely.
So they definitely have to play a little more carefully. They're putting down quite a bit of poke from all their collective members, so they are in a bit of a stronger position right now.
For sure, and the blue team, it has to be said, has fantastic poke. They deal a hell of a lot of damage in the neutral. Nautilus tried to guess where Ezreal was in the bush, or tried to predict the arcane shift, I should say, but it's an early kill. Eldar runs back to the heal, will survive. The Lux binding hits. Do they want to follow up on it? I don't think they can. But it's another free kill for the red team. More gold in the pockets. We are at 5,800 gold on the Kalista. Once we get the first full reset for the red team, they are going to come storming out of that shop looking like a pimp.
For sure. Right now, red does have to... I think they have to go for a reset very soon, right? They have to sort of snowball this game harder than they currently are, and if they don't have enough damage to really force the fights in their favor, they're not going to be able to accelerate the game fast enough to end it before...
Oh, and there's a hook. Going forward, that Nautilus ult's going to pop up. 3, very, very strong, but the follow-up was not quite there. They just don't have the damage because they haven't bought. There's a Gravitum ult. They're trying to get some kills. Eldar goes down. That's their first death. A good binding onto the Aphelios. If Red Team can just get a couple of kills back before they go down, they should be fine, but you've got to be careful. This is 380 carries. Looking at a tower, flash forward from Diglett, dealing a lot of damage, followed up with the Ezreal Q, and it's only one fight that the blue team's won, but they get a tower.
Yeah, congratulations, blue team, you do get a tower, but right now the danger is how strong is
well,
red team
they
going
might
to be
get
when
2
they come
towers. This is a little bit scary, as there's the kill onto Kalista. She picks up a Bork and a Runins. And they are trying to re-engage. The tanks have found their way in. That's one. Kale ult used. They do get the second tower. That's really massive. And I don't think Alistair's going to be able to get out. The Lux ult actually somehow missed all of them. I thought that would hit at least one. There's the shutdown onto Varus, though. The Lux binding goes wide, but the waifu is absolutely swinging that anchor around, but might finally get caught. No, Nautilus gets out. I think they want to die to get a little bit more items, as they do have a lot of gold. But now the red team is charging forward. They want to try and get even on structures, as they've killed the Aphelios. This is a little bit dangerous for the red team, because if they lose a badly timed fight, the game can just end.
Desperate misplays coming in across the board for the red team. First it was, not getting the appropriate resets earlier on in the fight. The Kalista wasn't there to support when they went in the second time. And now they're doing this, which is interesting.
This is just another reset, I think. I think they know that the wave is now properly positioned, that they actually can. I think Kalista should be dying here. I think this is a massive mistake. You need to die.
They don't have...
Because now the wave is going to push back, and then you die and lose an inhib.
Yeah, they don't have enough gold to go for the reset. This is a huge misplay coming in. They don't have the tempo. I'm not sure what red team are trying to do. Blue team with their arguably stronger position right now. They are just pushing in.
I don't think it's
They're probably
arguable.
going to threaten and get this inhibitor. Yeah, fair enough. That's fair enough, yeah.
This is blue team, despite having a little bit of a disadvantageous comp, we were assuming the red team would be engaging a little bit better, but they're not. The engages have been sloppy. Nautilus has been hitting hooks like they're heat-seeking, but the follow-up's not there. The Lux bindings have been missing. Alistair's been going to the other side of the fight, and it hasn't allowed Callista to deal her damage.
Yep, definitely 100%, as well as the fact that, you know, they didn't get the resets early on. They didn't really get the damage to follow up. So, blue team, they did manage to sort of stall out the fact, stall out red team, really, into, you know, this position where they are the ones coming out on top, even though they did not have a good draw when it came to the draft assignments.
For sure, and now they're just dealing so much damage that the red team never get to take a full health fight. The fights just aren't fair, and it needs to be an excellent engage. These Lux bindings, I hate to harp on one player constantly, but it's just not good enough. You can't miss Lux bindings on CC'd targets. They're not moving. Just click on them.
Yeah, and take a look right now, right? The fact is that Nautilus, he's trying to go for these engages, but blue team, they're standing so far out of range. Their poke is so strong that they don't even have to walk into Nautilus hook range in order to deal out all this damage. So the question now becomes, even though blue team doesn't have... Well, that's how they engage.
That's how they do it. With the snowball into the Callista ult, the KL ult will buy them some time. Unfortunately, the Lux ult was mitigated. Did hit Malzahar, of course. And now this is the first kill onto Kale. The chains of corruption do spread just a little bit. And in the backline on the Nidalee, very, very low. And the blue team get 2 kills against the Tide. And this could be a disaster here as there's low health bars. And again, 380 carries up. That's a lot of push power. I think the red team needs to try and find something. I think they need to go to the desperation, though.
Yeah, they definitely do. That was what else I'm gonna bring in, because even if you don't go for these fights right now, they're gonna go in again.
Yep, absolutely. This is pretty free. Aphelios gets bound up. All of the damage, and Nidalee will get the kill. They need to kite back. No, Nautilus goes down. Lux, this is all on you, and it's not going super well. Gets one, but goes down. But Alistair's arrived. Instantly Malzahar ulted. Very smart there, saving the Ezreal. Now Finn's got to run away. The Ezreal ult does a lot of damage, makes Nidalee very worried, but Callista's here to be the rabbit, but doesn't get it done. And it's just more and more kills for the blue team. They're just playing better.
This is a fiesta. No two ways about it. It's an absolute fiesta.
Oh, Nidalee in a lot of trouble. Wish you lucky. He's fine with dying. Had a lot of gold. And now, this should be the last 2 members of the blue team dying. They just want to spend their gold. How much does Kale have? Kale wants to survive, I guess. Only 700 gold.
Kale actually might survive. The
I think
is here to back him up.
Yep. I definitely think so. They're potentially strong enough to go back in, you know. It's pretty insane how strong they are at the moment. With a Kale ult, Aphelios is very threatening.
Yep. That's how you throw a game, though. Instead, they're just going to play safe. They're going to back off. Waifu's going to fail and engage. And we're back to a sort of balanced state. Blue team definitely on a bit of an advantage. Well, not a bit, quite an advantage at this point. Red team hasn't even been able to find a single objective on the map just yet.
They have not been able to get a clean team fight at the moment. They're getting 1 or 2 kills and losing a bit too much on the back. Ezreal now gets caught. The Lux laser will hit several. This one might finally be it. We need to see Callista and Nidalee dealing some damage, because at the moment, they just haven't, and the blue teams come out massively on top. Waifu tries to get a re-engage, but hits the wall and will yeet themselves back into their death. As they're trying to heal up on their way out. They will successfully get one. Varus charging up, can't hit the piercing arrow. Now, it's a fairly even health bars. Malzahar's really low.
You know what? Not gonna lie. Why don't you make the decision for me, right? If you're super behind, is it a good idea to look for a fight halfway under the enemy team turret?
The thing is that they're not super behind in stats. They're actually fairly... Like, the gold is very even, as it often is in ARAM. And you need to do something, because you're getting shredded. These ADCs aren't going to get less scary. You need to do something. I feel like
going under the turret isn't isn't really the best. Oh, okay, they pick up kill though.
Oh, and there they go. They absolutely do pick up a kill. Luxalt is used, doesn't find much. Nautilus flashing forward to try and get it done. The waifu is CC'd. Actually, it was the Ophelio is finally going down. I thought he was already dead. And there is the hook onto a greedy Varus Q. Can they find this Kale? They might be able to get some form of push together if they can get the ace here. Hook should be coming up soon. And there it is, but Eldar's gone down. Waifu should be following to the grave. And is Ezreal still alive, dishing out damage until they finally go down. But the time they bought is worth its weight in gold.
Yep, for sure. And that's what happens when the red team do manage to get online. When the communication is there, when they do manage, to chain their CC and their follow-ups properly, they do manage to put down a lot of damage onto the members of blue team, and they do pick up an ace, I believe, in the back of that fight.
Yeah, I think it was a delayed ace, for sure. They did get all 5, and Nidalee got a safe reset, has picked up the Rabadabs, Rabadon's Death Cap. Will deal a lot of damage and heal a lot. It's very valuable.
Yep, with those spears. Yep, those spears have been hitting actually quite a lot, quite accurate on the Nidalee. So with the Rabadons coming through, if the red team is able to find good engages through the likes of Nautilus and the Alistair, if the follow-up is there, if Nidalee is able to get in a safe manner, that's a lot of damage that's going to be on the board.
Yeah, for sure. It's not super easy, though, to get it done. It needs to be a perfect engage. This is... Red team needs to pick one target and blow them up. It's at the moment they're getting
not on the turret this time.
That would be very good. At the moment, there'll be a hook and the Nautilus follow up, and then the rest of the team will go, oh, well, Nautilus will kill that person. No, he won't. He doesn't have damage. He's a tank. You need to hit the person Nautilus hooks. As there's the Nautilus ult being used. Pops Kale up in the air. This is, again, they're trying to get Nautilus to deal all the damage. Where is the damage from the red team? It's only just coming out, and it's too little, too late. The red team is getting absolutely shredded. All 5 members of the blue team alive. One of them very low, but definitely alive. And this is going to be the inhib going back down.
Yeah, this is just... alright, that's a nice pop, but this is just... not that good communication coming through from the red team, and a bit of overextension coming in from Nautilus, having the confidence in the team when they are not really there to back them up.
Ooh. As they are taking one Nexus tower, the rest of the... Oh! Goodbye, Lux. That is a shame. And it might be the Callista going down as well. If they can, on their reset, get some kills, the Nexus is open and Aphelios is hitting it. Can he find enough? Switch to your white gun. Switch to the white gun. That's actually a bit of a mistake, but it doesn't matter as the blue team closes it out and takes a pretty dominant win, if we're being honest.
Yeah, we did see red team sort of have a bit of an advantage earlier on in the game with some good Nautilus hooks, but once, blue team managed to get back and, reset and pick up a bunch of kills, pick up a bunch of items, red team, they didn't really have the answer because they themselves did not reset. So blue team did manage to sort of edge out red team earlier on, and they just never let go of that advantage.
Yeah, it is pretty strong for sure. But that does bring us to the end of today. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We always appreciate everyone that comes and tunes in. As, yeah, it was a really fun day. What do you think of today compared to some of the other ones we've done?
I think we've seen some execution errors, which we... I think today's games have been a little bit more messy than the previous ones. But overall, I think messy is fun, right? Messy is fun as long as everybody's having fun. It's a community tournament. And I had fun. I think you had fun. Hopefully the players had fun. And that's all it's about in the end of the day.
Absolutely. So the results will be on the FSL Facebook very soon. So do go check out who won. And I'd like to thank the sponsors for today, which were Dreamcore, Super Solid, Aftershock, Yahoo, and TechTite. We really thank you for making this possible. We really, really appreciate it. Do go check those guys out. That'll bring us to the end of today. Thank you for being here and having some fun with us. See you potentially another time.
Yeah.
As End screen thing is broken. Not great. So,
Dang it.
give us a moment
Dang
to
it.
potentially fix that up if it wants to, which it's not going to.
Oh, my camera's acting up as well.
Whatever.
So
It doesn't matter. We'll go out. I'll fix it in a sec. See you guys soon.
Right. Thanks for joining us.